It only took one uninvited hand on a knee to turn a quiet training afternoon into a chilling demonstration of why you don't test the fuse of Class 1A's most protective duo. Bakugo might have stopped shouting, yes, but he hadn't stopped calculating. How does his protective streak manifest over the next few days? Does he become silent? Or does he start marking territory in ways that even you find surprisingly bold? The training grounds were loud with the sound of sparring, the crack of Bakugo's explosions carrying across the yard, the rhythmic thud of Kirishima hardening his forearms against the dummy target. You sat on the low concrete wall nearby, water bottle in hand, watching them with the kind of quiet contentment that had become a fixture of your afternoons. You weren't expecting company. Hey, a guy from the support course, tall, broad-shouldered, with the kind of smile that sat a little too comfortable on his face, dropped down beside you without asking. You'd seen him around. Hado, maybe, or Hayashi. You'd never bothered to remember. You're always out here watching them, huh? Yeah, you said simply. I still forward. They your friends? Something like that. He laughed, like he'd said something charming. I'm Hayashi. We had that one lecture together a few months back. I don't know if you remember. I don't. You said, not unkindly, just honestly. He didn't take the hint. He never did. The tide that never did. He shifted closer on the wall, and when his hand came down and landed on your knee, casual as anything, like he'd earned that, your whole body went rigid. You didn't even have to say a word. A shadow fell over the both of you. Move your hand. Bakugo's voice came out low, not the shouting. That would have been easier, actually. This was the version underneath it, the one scraped to the bone, where every single word landed like a warning flare. He was standing 2 feet away, sweat damp at his collar, eyes locked onto Hayashi's hand, like he was calculating exactly how many bones he could break before someone stopped him. Hayashi pulled his hand back. Whoa, man, I don't care what you were just about to do. Bakugo stepped forward once, slow and deliberate. You put your hand on them again, and I will make sure you spend the last of UA eating through a straw. Katsuki, your voice came out careful. I'm fine, he said, not looking at you. You don't look fine. I am. He dragged his eyes over to you for half a second, and something complicated moved through them. The anger still there. Underneath that, something more raw. He looked back at Hayashi. You got something to say? Hayashi had gone pale. No, sorry. I didn't know she was. She, Kirishima said. The word came from behind, and somehow it was worse, because Kirishima was smiling. Not the wide, bright smile that you loved. This one was smaller, controlled. He'd come to stand on the other side of you, close enough that you could feel the warmth radiating off him, and he had his arms folded across his chest, biceps hardened to stone, expression pleasant in a way that made the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Say the rest of that sentence, Kirishima said pleasantly. Go ahead. Hayashi opened his mouth and then closed it. You were going to say you didn't know they belonged to someone. Kirishima continued, voice measured, still smiling. Which is interesting, because it implies if they didn't belong to someone, that would have been fine. That touching someone without asking is fine, as long as you don't get caught. He tilted his head. Is that what you think? No, that's not. Because here's the thing. Kirishima uncrossed his arms and took a single step forward, and Hayashi flinched. It doesn't matter who they're with. You don't just put your hands on someone who didn't ask for it. That's not complicated. That's just being a decent person. The silence stretched long enough to be painful. Hayashi stood up. I got it. I'm going. He left fast, footsteps scraping against the concrete as he practically jogged toward the building entrance. You watched him go, and then let out a long, slow breath. Bakugo sat down where Hayashi had been. He was quiet for a moment. That tight, contained quiet that meant he was still working something down. And then he said, You okay? I'm okay, you said. He just surprised me. Did he touch you before? The question came out sharper than he meant to. No, just now. A muscle jumped in his jaw. That's great. Kirishima sat on your other side, close enough that his shoulder pressed against yours. He let out a long breath, and the tension drained out of him all at once. The smile softened, became familiar again, and he tapped his head back and looked up at the sky. I hate guys like that, he said, matter-of-factly. I really, genuinely hate them. You seemed pretty calm, you said. I wasn't. He turned his head to look at you, and there was something earnest and serious in his eyes. I just didn't want to scare you. You already looked uncomfortable. He reached over and took your hand, and you let him. You know you can tell us stuff like that, right? You don't have to just sit there. I know, you said. I was handling it. I know you were. He said, doesn't mean you have to handle it alone. Bakugo scoffed beside you, but it wasn't dismissive. It was the sound he made when Kirishima said something he agreed with, and he didn't want to admit. He pulled your water bottle out of your hands, took a sip without asking, and handed it back. His way of settling. His way of saying, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Next time, he said, don't wait for one of us to notice. Tell him to back off yourself first. I was about to. I know. I'm just saying. You're saying because it bothers you that someone touched me. A pause. Yes, it does. You leaned your head against Kirishima's shoulder, and he pressed a pick to your cheek without missing a beat. Bakugo stayed where he was, elbows on his knees, watching the empty training yard. But his knee was touching yours and he didn't move it. And that was enough. With them, it always was. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.